Hey there, Jed Coburnus here from JedCoburnus.com, and welcome to Talk Therapy. Well, it's lots of fun today because it's today. It's like every day is lots of fun. And this tool is just a way to completely let go, completely just talk from my truth. And I encourage you to do the same, right? It's called Evolving Out Loud. Look at Kyle Cease, he's got it all figured out. But then he doesn't, because he'll tell you he doesn't, because as soon as you have it all figured out, then you're screwed, because then you get no help from any which way. So I don't ever premeditate what I'm going to talk about either, so I don't really ever know until I start talking, which is awesome. I think it's the best way to be. And then I think what that gives you is just it provides you with no bullshit, right? Like you don't have to coat anything, you don't have to be anybody or do anything. That's just what the cool part of talk therapy is all about. And today it's just one of those days where I'm like, boy, I'm running really late. I mean, I'm talking like all of 5 minutes late. I'm gonna get at least 5 minutes late to work, and that'll happen. I mean, that will happen. And what are we gonna do about it? I don't know why I'm 5 minutes late. Like, that's the hard part. Like, I'll own up to it. I'm gonna be late to work today by about 5 minutes, and woke up the same time, I suppose. You know, it might be because my son woke up and he probably for the last, I don't know, 8 mornings, I'd say, he hasn't been waking up. So I suppose getting that routine of putting his, getting him some milk and butter bread, as we call it, but it's peanut butter bread, and just sitting there with him probably takes up that extra few minutes, and that's why. That is why, right? I mean, I knew I had to get going, but I didn't want to get up or anything. I just wanted to hang in that moment and be in that moment, and I guess face the consequences of being 5 minutes late, which I don't think will be that big a deal, because I know I'm not going to make a habit of being late. Like, being late, to me, is, to be early is to be on time, to be on time is to be late, and then to be late, man, that is just uncalled for. So that's just my general rule of thumb. It's just the way I operate. But, well, I mean, every now and again, it's not gonna hurt. Especially for the reason of sitting there and just hanging, spending time with my son. Daughter was still sleeping, so but yeah, so I started making like a mini obstacle course within the shed last night. It's just a row of 4x4s for right now. Climbed up it, went down and back, down and back, down and back, 3 rounds, and I made it, I would say 2 3/4, right? So on my way back, yeah, I was 3/4 of the way through, and my forearms were burning. But that's cool, I mean, it's not the hardest thing in the world, but I don't think it has to be right away, right? You gotta start easy or else you won't do it. So I did that. I feel really good about that. That's the beginning, right? It's just the beginning of something. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm just gonna love it and say I love that I don't know, and we'll see what happens. But thing is I had to do it. Like, we can have ideas of stuff all day long, but if we don't do anything different, or if we don't try anything new or get past our fear, you know, 'cause I mean, I could get halfway through and be like, oh my gosh, I can't finish, and then fall on the ground and hurt myself and all that fun stuff, but no way. It's actually not that far of a drop when you're hanging all the way, right? I mean, it's probably a 5-foot drop, maybe 6 foot, depending on how tall you are, but oh well. Our fears, I think, lead us in a way that it limits, right? It limits us. And today might be a little less practical, a little more philosophical, but oh well. But our fears limit us because we don't know what's on the other side. I had those 4x4s laying there for, you know, all summer now, and I just decided, you know what, I'm going to do something with those. Started looking up. Oh, excuse me. There's a lot of yawns today. Started looking up the way to build obstacle courses or Ninja Warrior, American Ninja Warrior type stuff. And it's always been a fascination of mine, but nothing crazy. Like, it's just another way to train, right? It's just another tool for the toolbox to be like, yep, I can do that. If I had to like crawl across a beam or, you know, anything like that, I can do that. And just knowing you can do that's a big deal, but the only way you can get to know that is by trying it. This takes practice. I know I say that a lot, but I'm good with it. And I think I'm good. Like, I'm good. And I'm gonna get better. And stronger and faster. Like, I'm already strong and fast. But I mean, there's a level of confidence that you take within yourself and you hope to instill in others, right? That's why I record what I do. That's what I do what I do. Because if I can change one person, it's all that matters to me. One person's life. It's a big deal. It is a huge deal. If somebody goes, wow, if he can do it, then I can. Because the truth is, I suffer from chronic pain. I do. I'm in pain every day. But I don't let it in. I work, I move, I play. Because the pain, it's there. I get pain from my thoracic spine to my lumbar spine. Thank goodness it's not into my cervical spine, but who knows? The point is that I have chronic pain. I do. Pain is always there every day. But I don't let it in. I don't let it affect my mood, my emotions, my emotions, the works. I just continuously let it, I give it its permission to go away. And that's mindset. I'm sure I have a few herniated discs, maybe a bulge disc or two. But I don't want surgery. And I'm not gonna stop. There's no question that I'm not gonna stop. So if you think I've always been in shape and there's nothing wrong, well, being a fat kid growing up, using poor body mechanics at a few, trailer dealerships, and then 10 years of physiology work, here I am. Still moving, still mobile, doing it to it. I think that some days people we get sucked into the Facebook perfect thing, right? Like the only thing that you see out of me is the perfect, not perfect, in quotes, quote unquote perfect. But I think that some days we only post the positive, which is fine, right? I mean, nobody wants to see anything negative online. But then that's all they think is happening. There's no struggle. There's no, like, oh, this person has just got it all figured out. Like I said in the beginning, Kyle Cease, right? If I have it all, quote unquote, figured out, no thank you, right? Because then I don't receive any help. Because then you have just figured it all out. If you understand that, awesome. If you don't, check out Kyle Cease. You'll understand it pretty quick. But I think that's what's happening. Is I'm just following the unknown and not worrying about what happens. Just kind of doing some stuff here and there, loving what I do, loving life. And then you just keep going. As soon as you start to feel yourself kind of fall into a rut in the same old patterns, stop those patterns. Simply do something different. Then your entire day, your entire week, your entire month, you do something different. That's when the real magic happens. That's when the fun starts to begin. Routine is great, right? But you can have some sporadic routine. Like, that's totally possible. Spontaneous routine. Sound pretty fun, right? Why not? It's just all movement. Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. It's all movement. As soon as you stop, this is my opinion, as soon as you stop, you're dead. If nothing is moving you every day, you're that much closer to dying. It's not negative, that's just truth. That's just my truth. So I keep moving. So if I stop moving, the pain takes over. Oh well. Right? Oh well. We keep moving. That's what it's all about. So, I'm going to cut her short. Great day. And hop on my newsletter, jackcoverness.com/newsletter. If you're willing to change from the neck up, you will change from the neck down. I believe in you. Now it's your turn to start believing in yourself. Stay safe out there. Be blessed. Bye for now.